I'm Nikola and I'm here to help you create something awesome. Today I'm gonna talk about the exposure triangle, how your DSLR camera works. So I'll be focusing on shutter speed, aperture and ISO. So for this video what I would like to do is to show you practically how does it work, and whenever I change one of these parameters, how that would affect your video or picture. So first of all, let's go with the ISO. At the moment my ISO is at 640. My aperture is at f2 and my shutter speed is 50th of a second. So let's first let's change the ISO. So at the moment I'm only changing the ISO. At the moment I'm at the highest ISO. It's 6400. So maybe if I show something else, and hopefully you could see that the picture got quite bright. Don't mind the focus. I'm only talking about how bright is the picture, the exposure of the picture, or in this case the video. So you might have noticed that the video got very bright, but also I hope that you could see that it lost a little bit of a quality. It's kind of grainy. The picture is a little bit, the video is a little bit grainy. So that's what happens when you increase the sensitivity, or well, that's what the ISO is. So again, if we decrease the ISO, for example, now I'm at 500. So the picture got a little bit darker, but the quality got a little bit better. Let's go to the smallest amount, so 100, and let me compensate. I can't really compensate, it's still kind of dark, so yeah, let's go with 200 ISO. Let me focus. Not doing promotion for Asus, but doesn't matter. So hopefully you could see that now the picture is a little bit better than as it was previously. It's much clearer compared when it was brighter, when I had the ISO at 6400. So another thing that I would like to show you is, okay, let's fix the ISO at 500. Another thing that I would like to talk about is the shutter speed. The shutter speed is how fast a picture is being taken. And if, for example, if you put the shutter speed at, let's say, 1 second, then if you shake the camera, well, I can't, when it's a video I can't do that. The lowest it allows me is 30, and maybe I could show you like this. Hopefully it would make sense. And okay, let's now try, for example, 250, and also I'll adjust the ISO so that it's well exposed. So this is, now we are at 250 of a second, and now I'm gonna show you the recommended speed for taking video. So it's 50th of a second. So it gives you a more natural look. I don't know if you could note this, but yes, the hand a little bit it's like a with delay, but it's the same way that our eyes look. When you see something fast, you see it like blur, and when you put it at 50th of a second, that kind of effect the camera gives you. So whenever you're shooting a video, put it on 50th of a second. Well, if you can't, sure, put it whatever setting it's suitable. But if you want to be like professional, 50th of a second is what you want, is the target number that you might wanna put. And now we come to the last part, which is the aperture. The aperture in with this lens. Now I have the 35mm prime lens, which is, I can't zoom in or zoom out. That's what it means, the prime lens. Put it into simple words. And the lowest amount that I can go is to 1.8. But okay, I have to shut down, turn off the video to change it. I can't, while I'm shooting, I can't change the aperture, but hopefully I'll try to figure out something in post-processing so that you could see. So, okay. So, at the moment we are at 1.8. Aperture is at f1.8. 50th of a second is the shutter speed, and the ISO 1250. So this is the, regarding the aperture, this is where the lens is, the aperture is open and it can get in more light. Let me show you with another lens how that would work. So if you look inside of the lens, when I open the aperture, you would see light at the other end. So more light goes in the camera, but when the aperture is closed, less light goes in. And of course, the image is darker or brighter. But another thing is that when you are at aperture 1.8, and for example, if you focus, for example, at this point, at this, we focus at my laptop, but if you could see the background, for example, the background is blown out, you can't, it's not in focus. So my subject is the laptop, it's in focus, but everything else in the background is out of focus. So what if we want everything to be in focus, the laptop and also the things in the background? In that case, we can change the aperture to, for example, at the moment I am at f8, or maybe you can go even higher, but since the light condition in this room are very poor, there's not a lot of light, so I increase the ISO, and maybe you notice that the picture is a little bit grainy. But if I go to the background, you can see in this case that both my laptop and also the background are more or less in focus. So that's what you can do with aperture, and this is the whole exposure triangle. So hopefully this video was useful for you, and hopefully this video will allow you to create something awesome.